I guess if you like the sillier Godzilla movies, I would recommend it. But if you're more into like the dark aspect, then stay away from it. But however, you can agree with this. This is way better than Godzilla's Revenge.
I have not actually seen that one.
It is awful. Okay, so here's the first problem I have with it. Basically, the first problem I have is that it takes a lot of the fight scenes from Son of Godzilla and puts them in the movie. Like, not even, like, recreates them. They literally just take that same footage and incorporate it into this movie.
It's like on, I'm reminded of a film called Caligula. You might have heard of it.
No,
it literally takes scenes from multiple porno films and just drops them into the film. I'm not even kidding.
Okay. Oh god. Another problem I have is that the whole story with Godzilla is not actually real. Basically, the story is it's about this kid who like gets kidnapped or something, and he's a big Godzilla fan, and he gets made fun of at school, but he gets kidnapped, and he imagines this whole Monster Island thing. And so when I think there's one fight with a new monster, and it's all just a dream, and it cuts back to him escaping from the kidnappers and stuff, and it's like, what?
I don't get that, though. That makes me kind of think, though, it kind of changes everything around, though, in the series. Is Godzilla even real? Is it just some, another
I'm going to
kid's
go ahead and say that
imagination?
I think it's real. I'm just going to ignore Godzilla's Revenge. I think it's just the kid imagining, like, I think they illustrate in the movie that people make fun of him because he likes a force of destruction.
Yeah.
They think, that's so stupid. You like this big monster that kills anything? Whatever. But that's the thing. That's what's so stupid about it. Like, what? Like, come on. Like, if it doesn't make sense, don't make a movie about it. Who sat down and just thought, that's a great idea, we're gonna do that?
Because it would have even been better if they didn't have kind of like the sidetrack and the tangent about the kid imagining it all.
I know, like, couldn't they have just said... Like, wouldn't it have been better if this kid got kidnapped and then Godzilla came to stop a new monster and he had to get out of there and find his parents?
That would be much better.
Exactly. But here's another thing. Why do they call it Godzilla's Revenge? He's not getting revenge on anything. It sounds like they're just calling it that. Like, the overused terms in movies like resurrection, redemption, and rise.
Yeah. They're just there to be cool.
Yeah, to sound cool. I think that's what they did in this case. Godzilla's Revenge. To make it sound like a cool movie when it's really just even worse than the remake by Roland Emmerich. Now let's get on to that. Let's start talking about that. I'm done. We're done with the movie debate. On to the remake. Now, this is one we both agree is just crap. Now, some people say
it is.
Some people say like, well, if you just don't think if you pretend that's not a Godzilla movie, well then maybe
that's why I have Godzilla in the fucking title.
Exactly. And then even if you don't call it a Godzilla movie, it's still a terrible movie. That's a ripoff of Jurassic Park. At the end of the movie,
it was literally trying to kind of go off of the success of Jurassic Park.
Exactly. And why? No. If you're going to make a Godzilla movie, make it about Godzilla. Do not incorporate Jurassic Park.
I know.
Who had their ass and thought that was a good idea? I like the MetLife building shot. That was cool how they did that effect. But Godzilla is not a force of nature in this movie. He's just a big monster who can get destroyed easily. And that's what the big problem is here. Okay, so you have a weak Godzilla character. Well, let's hope the human characters are good, right? Oh, sweet, we got Ferris Bueller in this movie. No. No.
Yeah, definitely Matthew Broderick's worst performance.
Yeah, I mean, I like Matthew Broderick. A lot of people don't like him, but I like him in War Games. I like him in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He's a good actor. I enjoy him. Yes, he.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying he's a bad actor. I'm saying this was
just not a good performance.
This is a terrible movie.
It's kind of like Hayden Christensen in the Star Wars prequels. Like, he wasn't good in those movies, but he's not a bad actor, But if you look at this performance alone, you would get that impression. And I think it mostly goes down to the director, Roland Emmerich. Dean Devlin wrote the script. He came up with the horrible lines for Matthew Broderick to give. And I just don't think Roland Emmerich's just a very good director. The only films of his I really enjoy are Independence Day, The Patriot, and Stargate. Those are the only three that I can really sit down and watch. The rest of them, it's just like... his destruction.
Well, good analogy.
Yeah, it's like... it's like sometimes taking a poop. It's like most of the time you don't want to sit there and take the poop, but there's like a few occasions where it feels good.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I just went too far with that. But like, I think you get what I'm saying. Like, it's nice.
Yeah. I get fully what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
And this film, I mean, like you said earlier, you can't always blame the actors in the film because the actors. I mean, fair enough. Yeah, Matthew Broderick's a very good director. There is some good sorry, not director. Matthew Broderick is a very good actor. You know, Jean Reno, he was a good director.
Reno, of course. Yeah, I
give
love
him saying director, say actor. You know, they're not bad actors, but if you given a director like Roland Emmerich and Dean Devlin, who wrote the screenplay, then you know you are kind of just giving people what to say, and then that kind of brings me off to George Lucas, you know, with the Star Wars prequels, as you said.
Exactly.
He gave the lines to the actors,
like, I don't
and the
like sand.
lines, and they had to put up with it.
Like, I don't like sand. Why did Matthew Broderick marry Sarah Jessica Parker? She looks like a horse. I love you, Padme. I don't know, I was gonna mention that earlier, but I got cut off. Thanks a lot. No, I'm just kidding. So yeah, I mean, the remake, it's not as bad as Godzilla's Revenge, but even, like, some people, like I said before, they'll defend and say, if you don't take it as a Godzilla movie, well, then it's still a good movie. It's not. It's just a Jurassic Park ripoff. And I love how in Godzilla's Revenge, they make him like Toho, when they saw this movie, they actually changed his name from Godzilla to Zilla, and then made him a Toho creature. And then in Godzilla Final Wars, there's a fight scene between Godzilla and Zilla, and then Godzilla kicks his ass in 10 seconds.
Yeah,
it's like,
and yet that kind of reminds me of my next point.
Mm-hmm.
Godzilla in this movie looks absolutely terrible.
He looks like an iguana, and yeah, he looks
like
awful.
An iguana mixed with the T-Rex. He looks like the T-Rex from the King Kong remake.
Yes. I know, it's terrible. The CGI in this movie is awful.
Let's talk about the movie poster. The movie poster depicts a huge. This may be going off on a bit of a tangent.
Size doesn't matter.
Clawfoot. It's huge clawfoot. Now, if you look at it, it's the size of the buildings next to it, right?
Yeah, but in the movie,
and everything.
In the movie,
it's nowhere near that size.
I know, like he can walk on the bridge, or was it the Brooklyn Bridge he was walking on? Yeah,
I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was. He could. Yeah, he can't even bite into a taxi and kill people in it.
It's like a drastic movie.
It's like the final climax, the climax of the Lost World, Jurassic Park, the second Jurassic Park movie, is a better adaptation of Godzilla than this movie. Because let's
just talk about the IMDb description of this movie as well. Okay. Now, you'd expect it to say Godzilla runs rampant on the island of Manhattan.
Mm-hmm.
No, it says exactly this. An enormous, radioactively mutated lizard runs rampant on the island of Manhattan. It's Godzilla, but I think IMDb even knows it doesn't even look like Godzilla.
Yeah,